across the line. It's time to whoop their ass. It's time to whoop their ass. Let's bring it to these boys now. Let's go, y'all. It's on us. Let's go to one. Let's go to one. Broncos on three. 1, 2, 3. Broncos.
All I gotta say is that there has to be a Bronco that is fired up as Todd Davis was on that snowy day in Arrowhead a handful of years ago, because this team, they need some passion, they need some juice if they're going to upset the defending world champion Kansas City Chiefs on a short week after losing to the New York Jets. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Of course, we got number 51 on the field, number 1 in your hearts, Todd Davis.
Number 8 on his jacket.
Number 8 on his jacket, though. Who's that a throwback to?
I don't know. I'm just Steve Smith.
Steve Smith. And, of course, number nothing on the field, but number 2 in your hearts.
Okay, we'll take it.
Henry
I actually
Chisholm?
just, like,
that's a little high in my
really
rankings.
wrecked one of those scooters.
No.
Like, bad. Because I was trying to, like, I had to go pick up this coffee, and I realized,
Did you
like...
have to?
I did. I wouldn't have been functional. But, yeah, I'm, like, bleeding from at least a couple spots.
Are you
I haven't really had a chance to check. Yeah.
I like how you just
I
told
feel
us
bad, but I swear I cannot stop laughing when I see people like crash on those things.
Oh, no.
It's like the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, I laughed, too.
I feel bad, though.
Yeah. No, I get
Oh
what I
my
deserve.
gosh.
I had to walk, like, the last mile.
Oh my gosh! So you're sweating right now. You're glad
Mostly
the fan's
bleeding,
on.
yeah, but
Mostly bleeding.
we're good.
Actually, I do see some tears in the sweatshirt now that there's like some dirt. Or
Oh, there's
maybe it's
definitely
just
dirt. There's definitely dirt.
Okay.
But yeah,
well,
we can move on
Hopefully
from
that's
the.
not like a foreshadowing of the Broncos game.
No.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a lot smoother than.
That was a scooter wreck. This is gonna be a train wreck.
Hey,
Hey.
swing about Thank you guys all so much for joining us as we count down to kickoff here between the Broncos and Chiefs on Thursday Night Football. Guys, like I just mentioned, the Broncos, they lose to Nate Hackett and the New York Jets, then immediately have to go back to the facility, start prepping for the Kansas City Chiefs on a short week. Safe to say that's not a lot of time to lick this wound from the Jets game.
It's not, but it's a good thing. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
we don't really have to watch the film. We don't, think about it too much. We get to move on to the Chiefs, kind of clear our brain. I think that's one of the greatest things about football is like everything changes from week to week. And every week you have another opportunity to go out there and make it better than the last. So good that it's a short week that we kind of get that Jets loss out of our head.
Yeah. So when I was in the locker room this week, usually they have the Golf Channel on a couple TVs and they have ESPN on a couple TVs. This week it was just all 22 film from all of the Chiefs games. And I was like, just talking to somebody, I was like, yeah, like I guess this is the weird week. Like early in the week, is this like usually what's on there? So he's like, bro, we're 1-4.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I guess that's probably why it's Chiefs film everywhere. No more fun stuff.
Yeah, no Ferris Bueller's Day Off reruns going on in the background.
No.
I get it. Todd, from the player perspective, I have this feeling that it's kind of a love-hate relationship with a short week because hate, you don't have a lot of time to rest and recover, really prepare for the game, but love because you pretty much got 10 days afterwards to prepare for your next opponent. So what do you remember about these short weeks? Love-hate.
It's definitely love-hate, but there were certain weeks where it was love-love. Like, we knew we were playing the Arizona Cardinals, and we knew that we were going to whoop them. So, come on, let's get this game over with, and let's also have a long weekend on the back end of it. So, it just all depends on who you're playing, and I feel like this is definitely a love or a hate-love week for the Broncos.
I feel like, at least from an outside perspective, it seems like a good thing. Like, I
Seems
get,
like it.
like you're going on the road, and so Chiefs will get a little more rest, but at the same time, nobody's picking the Broncos to win this game. At least you throw a little bit of chaos into the situation. Like, there's less time to game plan. Like, weird things could happen, I feel like, on a short week. And that can't be bad for the Broncos.
Yeah.
The only reason why it's bad for the Broncos against the Chiefs is because they do so much on offense. You need time to, like, break down, first and second down, third and long, third and short. You need that time to dissect every asset or aspect of the game. And when you don't have that, you have a lot of young guys who have never played the Chiefs before who are like, eyes going to be wide open trying to figure out who's running where.
It was convenient, film-wise, that the Broncos just played the Jets, who had just recently played the Chiefs. So at least in the last 2 weeks of preparation, they've seen the Chiefs on tape a little bit. Like Sean Payton said this week, they went back not only all their games this season, but last season and years past looking for specific stuff. I can't imagine that it's easy preparing for – you can never be fully prepared to take on Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs.
No, because as much as you watch film and see what they do, when you go to the game, they're going to have 10, 11 new plays that just have your head spinning. You're just trying to hang on.
I just hope they don't pull out any of the crazy stuff.
The behind the back pass stuff.
When Dontari Poe scored the touchdown.
Nope.
You weren't there?
Yeah, I was there.
Oh,
I was
you were
on
there.
the goal line trying to...
Oh, no.
Why did you bring that up?
The guy who called it wasn't my guy, so I can say it wasn't my fault.
I mean, how could he be anybody's guy?
But
He's
I'm like
Dontari
fully
Poe.
prepared to have to tackle Dontari Poe. Like I'm full speed ahead. Like
Oh,
he
my
got everybody.
goodness.
Why did you bring that up, Hank?
I don't know. Like, there's that one, but like the non-Broncos plays too, where they do like the spin around in a circle and throw it.
The ring around the rosy.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope there aren't any of those sorts of things that burn the Broncos tonight, because those are the ones that really sting.
You know, Sean Payton said that because it is a short week, they haven't really had time to talk about this 15-game losing streak to the Chiefs. But I have to imagine for guys like Justin Simmons, Garrett Bowles, guys who've just never beat the Chiefs in their Broncos tenure, that has to be at the forefront of their minds. So, I mean, safe to say that for some of these guys, this game matters even more to them than some of these young bucks who are just on a 1-4 record right now.
It should, and I know there's certain guys who have been talked about as potential trade bait or could get traded.
Yeah,
could be the last time they play the Chiefs. It's very important, and I found out today it has been 2,947 days since we beat the Chiefs.
Ooh.
Isn't that crazy?
That is a long time.
That's like a disgusting number. I'm talking with my father-in-law. He's like, that's almost 10 years. I was like, no, wait, in 2025, that will be officially 10 years. So hopefully it ends today. But who
I
knows?
hope so. White Claws didn't exist then.
You said
That's
that
my
earlier
favorite
this
one.
week. That one is crazy to me.
It is ridiculous.
So what would a win do for this team here today?
I think
Does
a
it
win
get everything
like this,
messy? Everything gets all
very,
messy?
very weird. Like it puts us in like a purgatory. Like we don't know what to do. Do we still trade players now? Can we turn the season around? Like what happens at this point? I think it puts us in a very weird state as a football team, as a fan base. Kind of puts us in purgatory.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
limbo,
it'd be
like
crazy
Inception.
though. Like I said this on the podcast earlier this week too, but like I can't even imagine talking about Chiefs game without the first thing you talk about being the streak. Like how nice would that be to go into a game and just be like, yeah, I mean, anything could happen. It's just another football game. Instead, here's the Chiefs. We know what happens when the Broncos play the Chiefs.
Okay, for what it's worth though, this Chiefs team seems a little bit different this year. They're not quite as dominant as they have been in years past. Of course, we all have our predictions out there, and I'm the only one that says that the Chiefs aren't going to cover the spread here tonight. I think they're going to lose just by 10 instead of 10.5. But what is different about this Chiefs team this year that this Broncos team is facing that could maybe give us just a glimmer of hope that maybe the Broncos can upset them?
They don't have the wide receiver room that they're used to having. They don't have the guys stepping up that usually make plays. So for the Broncos, it's a great thing because you can really, really focus on Kelce, and even if a wide receiver is open for the Chiefs, doesn't necessarily mean he'll catch the ball. So I think you can hold in on Kelce as long as you stop him. For the most part, I think you give yourself a shot to win the game. Yeah,
and I think I agree. It's the receivers that give you confidence because, I mean, the Broncos' defensive backs haven't been great so far.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is an opportunity for Damari Mathis, for Jaquan McMillan to go out there and have pretty even matchups. Even matchups you might favor them in. Like, you're freed up to play Pat on Travis Kelce if you want. Obviously, Justin Simmons will get some reps there, too. I mean, it's going to take turnovers.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to for me. Like, the offense needs to be functional. There can't be the dry spell in the middle of the game we've seen so much. But the big thing is you just got to force turnovers.
I don't think we can play Pat on...
you don't think so?
On Travis?
No. It's too complicated. People think it's easy just to line him up. Okay, now he's man-to-man. But now he has a run fit in every gap, and he has to know how to... So if they run power... they're going to lead up on Pat now, and he has to be able to stay there and take that hit. I don't think that it makes sense. So I just think it's it muddies the water too much to put him in the box.
What about third downs?
Third down, yeah. Okay. If he split out for sure, like he needs to be on it.
Okay, so quite possibly Pat Surtain on Travis Kelce. Not a great fit, but we have seen some great fits here today.
Nice. As
the Denver Broncos have arrived at Arrowhead. You hear... We're going to rate the fit check time for us with the Denver Broncos. We got to start with the man, the myth, the legend himself, Pat Surtain II, correct? Ooh,
yes.
Yeah. Shoot.
I think we should know what to expect from Pat.
Gosh.
I think every week he comes on, he's fresh, he's clean.
It's
important to him, you know what I'm saying?
It is
just like
important.
his play on the field. You got to come fresh because you look good, you feel good, you play good.
This is like
Oh, see, I don't have that one. That's a good
I know.
one.
This is.
I'll just go with the eyes.
This one's like devil good. This
Wow.
one's real good. This is maybe my favorite fit of Patrick. I love a good suit though.
We purposely gave Hank all the bad emojis.
Yeah,
So he
Hank
can't-
doesn't
he
have
can
it.
only rate these dudes bad because he actually talks to them on a daily basis.
Exactly,
Oh, dang.
exactly. Okay, let's see the next one. I think we have. Is it Coop? Okay. Huh.
Okay. It was a short week.
It's true.
It
You
was a
have
short
to.
week. He didn't have time. You know, we got to give my man some.
We got a grade on the
Some
curve,
leeway.
you know?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
it's
a
a grade
curve.
on the curve a little bit.
All right.
I don't even think I have one for like. Maybe. Are
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna say he looks strong.
Oh, yeah, that's the same
There
one I
you
had.
go.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
looks strong.
Okay.
He looks strong.
There you
To
go.
me, he's giving me like. I wish you would have spent like 5 more minutes on it, but
Wow.
that's all right.
He's a hitman. He's a hitman
He
tonight.
does
It's
look
all-
like a
he's just
hitman. Oh, you know what? I
business.
like that.
Yeah. He's
just
I want
a
to
hitman
change
At
mine.
today.
any point, he can just pull the Scully down and he's ready to go.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Can I see Justin Simmons?
Come on,
Dude.
Always.
Are you kidding me?
Always.
Justin Simmons, his suit collection is ridiculous.
What did you say? What did he say?
We got our social guy back here saying it's like a funeral.
Oh,
and it's like,
heck no.
No,
Nah,
are you
that
kidding
thing
me?
is fly.
That is chef's kiss right here.
And that's custom. That's not something he just bought off the rack or at Suit Supply.
That
like,
is true.
That's a one of one. He picked the fabric. He picked the design. Like fire.
What's wrong
I
with Suit
just-
Supply?
Huh?
What's wrong with Suit Supply?
No, I love
I'm
Suit
kidding.
Supply. I love Suit Supply, but that's a custom. That's a one of one. You can't find that anywhere.
I love a
else.
custom fit. Okay, we got Samaje P. Ryan.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
see,
He's ready for work.
There's a lumberjack. There's
Yeah,
a worker.
yeah.
This dude is just
Yeah,
coming in
worker.
to
Kind of
like,
like, I'm just going to
chop
give
down
him.
that defensive line. That's all he's doing
It's like
today.
the UPS jersey.
Yeah,
They
there you
got washed
go.
a little bit too many times.
I'm going to give him the eyes. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I see you.
I've just got to go with the strong. That he reminds me of
What
one of my
I do.
Montana people in that.
Yeah, I was
Like
gonna
that-
say.
Yeah,
to
it's
me,
like,
that
okay.
looks like a Alex Singleton fit.
Yeah, like he's got the Bass Pro Shops hat. He's got
Is
like
that what
the,
that was?
Yeah,
that
he-
Bass? It
Like,
looked like
I think
a
it's like
Yeti
a
hat from
Cabela
here.
shirt or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a Carhartt.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
you know,
Yep.
Carhartt's interesting. I feel like they've completely rebranded. Like all
No,
of a
it's
sudden
in.
they're like
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Carhartt is in.
Did Von Miller start that?
Whoa.
Vaughn has swag.
I think he
though.
might
Vaughn
have
has
helped.
swag.
Might have helped.
Yeah.
Think about it.
He
Think
was
about it.
right there. He
just
was big
saying.
on Carhartt right when it flipped.
Okay, last but certainly not least, Mike Purcell, big man.
Okay.
Big man in a nice suit, chains out. Is that a mock neck?
I
What
think
would
he
you
looks
call
good,
that?
you know.
Is that mock neck?
I think it's just a tee, right?
Is it a tee? Is
With
it
some
a t-shirt?
chains on.
I think so, yeah.
Since
He
when,
looks
can
good.
since when can Todd see the TV and I can't?
I know.
When
It's
it
a
comes to
first.
This is
fashion, Todd
backwards.
sees every
I see
detail.
everything. But I like when big men get, I don't even want to say it like that. He looks fresh for a big man. Because the way it was going, I'm not even going to start. I'm not going to pull a Zach and just say something crazy today. So he
Good
looks
idea.
fire. He looks fire.
I can't decide. I'm something I do have a question about really quick, guys. I'm wearing brown and black together right now, and I feel like men hate brown and black together, but women love it. So I just need the official feedback on my fit currently.
Yeah, I think, you know, as a guy, my dad
Tread
told me
lightly.
very young that you don't wear a brown suit and black
Exactly.
shoes.
Okay.
And so I think at that age is when the brown and the black just didn't go together.
Yep.
So that's just me. That's the suit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Papa
what I was
Davis,
just-
am I striking out right now? Is this not at all? He said not at all. Okay, well,
I also feel like I can't really like
you can't say anything.
exactly. I'm covered in dirt
Yeah,
and blood
you-
and like a hoodie and jeans. So like
You legitimately cannot say
yeah,
a
exactly.
single
I think
thing.
you look great. Yeah.
Thanks, my friend. You too, with the blood and the dirt and
Yeah.
everything else.
All
That
on the
was a ton
inside.
of fun. Okay, quickly, let's get into the game notes here really quick as I rattle off a few of the funny numbers that you can, I guess, be able to
Ooh.
win some trivia later tonight with. Or a bingo card, whatever you guys got going on at home. 8, the number of red zone touchdowns for Russell Wilson that he has thrown this season. That is a good number. I like to see that.
That is.
What I don't.
Is that why you wore the 8 today, Todd?
Yeah, 8.
Yep.
That's why.
That's
Smart.
For the
That's it.
number of red zone touchdowns for Russell Wilson. A number that I don't love is 3.15. Russell Wilson's average time to throw, which is the longest of any quarterback in the NFL this season. Safe to say, especially here today, he has to get the ball out of his hands a little bit faster than that. Jeez Louise. 5, number of 25-plus yard catches Marvin Mims Jr. has had this year. Hank, like, throw the ball to Marvin Mims.
I saw there's 30-1 odds on him to have the most receiving yards in this game. 30-1 seems crazy.
That does seem crazy.
Like, I'm tempted. But yeah, I mean, they haven't played him. It just seems like at this point, they kind of have to. Like, how could you not?
I mean, at this,
but they haven't.
Is Jerry Jeudy going to show up today? We're going to find out. Maybe Steve Smith is just said enough, and he's going to stay in the locker room today. We'll get to that here in just a second. Steve Smith and James Palmer join the show in just a little bit. Stick around for that. 27 points the Broncos have scored on opening possessions this year. Unfortunately, Kansas City has held opponents to 0 points on opening possessions, so we will see who wins that battle in just a little bit. 43, the number of sack yards Nick Bonito has this season. I'm feeling 2 sacks for Nick Bonito tonight, which Yahir hates that for me.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I don't know. And the O-line's good for the Kansas City Chiefs. We know that. But I don't know. I feel like Guy Savage, I think he's going to eat today.
I'm more than willing to. I'm all the way in on the Nick Bonito hype.
I love these.
I'm all the way in. Actually, if Nick Bonito gets a sack and Pat Surtain gets a pick and the Broncos win, I'm going to be a rich man.
There's some fun same game parlays going on right now. We're going to talk Bet365 here at the end of the show. So keep those in mind, my friend. Last one, 28, number of 20-plus yard plays Denver's defense has given up this season. Oh, that is just worrisome. I want to know how many run plays of over 20 yards they've given up this season.
I don't even want to see that.
You don't want to see that?
Nah.
He doesn't want to see that.
As a linebacker, especially, my thing was always stopping the run. I hate seeing defenses get run on, and I know the number is not one that I'm happy with, so I think I'd rather just not see it.
We actually haven't checked in on this in a while. Have the Broncos called you? I mean, just a little help.
Hey.
We haven't asked since before the season.
No, not this year.
No, still no.
Wait, right now they're like, hey, anyway, you can get to Arrowhead really fast.
Might be on the way.
You didn't get the late night text. How you doing, big head? Just you know what I mean?
How you doing,
stranger.
big head? Okay, that's actually hilarious. I mentioned it. I teased it just 5 seconds ago. Jimmy Palmtrees and Steve Smith, they are standing by at Arrowhead. There is some hot drama going on with Steve Smith and Jerry Jeudy right now. I doubt they'd bring that up right now. Maybe. Fingers crossed, but we're going to find out. Yeah. Can we hear from JP and Steve Smith?
What's up, team?
How you doing, team?
Special guest here, Steve Smith. Are you kidding me, Steve? Are you excited to see these Denver Broncos wide receivers out here today?
I'm super excited to see these Denver Broncos wide receivers. I wish Tim Patrick, University of Utah guy, was out there playing. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Sutton can do. And the tight ends, really. And then obviously Marvin Mims, fantastic young man who can really get up and go. But other than that, I'm good.
You left a name on.
No, I did. Actually, I don't say that name anymore.
No, you're done.
No, it's actually, I only say that name Judy when I'm talking about the real baller in the Judy. Judge Judy.
Listen, this offense is going to have their hands full, I think, with a defense that is fastest that really has ever played for the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes as the quarterback, guys. So here we are. I don't know if you hear a word I'm saying. I'm going to send this to you guys because Steve Smith is a national treasure. Just eviscerated Jerry Jeudy on the air on NFL Network right now. Just, woo! It'll hit Twitter. If something happened pregame, Jerry Jeudy and Steve, you can tell it got Steve hot. You guys might want to run what he did on NFL Network. See you guys.
Thanks so much, JP. If you have seen recent Twitter with Steve Smith and Jerry Jeudy, this was incredibly interesting. So apparently Steve Smith said on his podcast that he called Jerry Jeudy a jag, just another guy. So, of course, Jerry has reached out to him about it. They've talked about it, gone back and forth. Steve Smith went to apologize and say, hey, I apologize for calling you just another guy, yada, yada, yada. Unfortunately, Jerry did not take that apology well, said some words, couple curse words involved, and then Steve Smith went on to NFL Network during the pregame show and pretty much said if any team called him asking if they should draft Jerry Jeudy, he would say no.
Yeah.
Or not draft, sorry, trade for Jerry Jeudy.
Well, and I said before the show, Jerry was on an incredible run. Up until that Bears game, he hadn't done anything crazy at all. He'd just gone out there, played some football, even when it wasn't going great, just nothing. And then the Bears game, he gets into it with Rod Smith, Phil Lindsay, and now you got this going on.
Mark Schlereth.
He was just backed up. He was just backed up, and now he's getting it all out.
I don't know, man. I feel like we got to cut Jerry some slack.
Yeah?
He's a young, talented wide receiver that has to depend on a quarterback to get him the ball, that he's not getting the targets that he needs. He's not getting the plays designed that he needs. He's going to be frustrated. And for you to say something about him, of course he's going to have a problem with it. But for Steve Smith, as much as he said F you to other guys on the field or keep the lead, him and them going back and forth, F you shouldn't be that big of a deal. You don't have to go back and try to embarrass the man the next time you get on TV. Like, he's having a tough time right now. And I think he should understand that, and people should be more understanding of his situation. Like, he's doing the best he can, but he's limited based on his targets and his opportunity. He can't control that as a wide receiver.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Steve Smith running onto national television to kind of air out the dirty laundry that he just experienced with Jerry Jeudy. I mean, at the end of the day, Jerry's doing enough on social to make people feel a certain way about him, no matter what. It would be nice if we could just keep this about the game. I mean, we don't even know if Jerry Jeudy's going to be a Bronco this time next week. So it's just, I don't know. Is it really worth saying too much? I don't know.
The Steve Smith part of it reminds me of when Sean Payton snapped at a reporter like a couple weeks ago. And you look at it and you're like, you can't do that. It's like, it's a dick move. Like, you just don't do that.
Yeah.
But also, it's Sean Payton, so you kind of expect it. It's kind of the same thing with me and Steve Smith, where it's like, you don't go on TV right after and just say all these things after that happens. But also, it's Steve Smith. And so what do you expect to happen?
I don't know. All this drama is making me hungry, though. And I would really love some snarfs right about now. Quality. That is a quality sandwich. If you're into sandwiches, like I'm into sandwiches, you're all about the quality, and they are really, really, really good. I'm a big French dip lover from Snarfs. Their au jus is really, really good, and I definitely judge a place based off their au jus. I also love their Italian. It's absolutely fantastic. They are incredible because if you actually go to Snarfs and if for some reason they don't have all the ingredients to make your sandwich the right way, they just won't make it. They're going to tell you to do something different because they will not jeopardize quality when they are making your sandwich. So be sure to download the Snarfs for online ordering and delivery. You guys can join Snarfs Rewards, receive a special welcome offer of $5 off an order, $10 or more. There are members-only offers, birthday gifts, and referral points. You guys can give them a try for yourself at our Broncos tailgates, which are incredible, unlimited Snarfs. What more could you want?
And also get yourself some Breckenridge beers. I'm very excited because I believe I'm not on the post-game show.
I don't think you are.
Which means that I can just potentially write most of the game story by halftime.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, like, drink your feelings.
Well, I will in the second half when I'm done writing. And so, I'm excited to go down there because there's a whole bunch of really cool deals. I'm not sure what exactly the deals are. I remember, like, there's
really
like $20
tonight.
towers, $25 towers, stuff like that. I'm not sure what the Breckenridge deals are. But they have great beers. And if you're not here now, you still got 20 minutes or so before kickoff, so come down and drink some beers with us.
And hustle, because we are also giving away a Pat Surtain jersey tonight.
That's right.
Which is going to be dope.
It is. It's going to be very dope.
I have a signed Pat Surtain jersey, and it says, good luck on your next adventure, from when I left the Broncos. And look where my next adventure led me. Right here, DNVR talking about him and the Denver Broncos tonight, taking on the Kansas City Chiefs Thursday Night Football. Can we bring in my really good friend Zach Attack for a quick inactives and injury update?
Oh, hi there. I was just looking at Frank Clark's reliving his moments with the Denver Broncos. I'll never forget those 2 games, 2 tackles, 36 snaps that he had with the Broncos. What a time that Frank Clark had here in Denver. And of course, the most notable thing of Frank Clark's time here with the Broncos was his comments about the Broncos-Chiefs rivalry game tonight when he had him a couple of months ago when he signed with the Broncos, said, this isn't a rivalry. The Broncos and Chiefs aren't rivals. The Broncos have to beat the Chiefs in order for it to be a rivalry, and we know in Broncos country all too well. The 15 straight losses the Broncos have had to the Chiefs, and they can end that tonight, which would certainly be the bright spot of their season if they're able to pull off that win. But comes down to tonight's game to see if they can do that. No Frank Clark, obviously, as the team is either going to trade him or release him, just like they did with Randy Gregory last week. But They're not going to have Frank Clark. They're not going to have Baron Browning. I expect Baron Browning to be back next week for the Packers game. So that means the Broncos have 2 active, healthy outside linebackers, Jonathan Cooper and Nick Bonito. And if you're going to have any of those guys that are on the team, it's those 2, because Nick Bonito, 4.5 sacks the past 2 games, 5.5 total. Jonathan Cooper has 3.5 sacks. They're the first Broncos duo since 2016 to have 3 or more sacks each since 2016. So really impressive start for them, and the Broncos are really going to rely on those guys in this game. And the Broncos also going to be without DJ Jones. That's going to be big for them. He's an inactive after getting injured this past week. And so Broncos defense really going to need those, or going to miss those guys, I should say, to beat the Chiefs. And they got a big task because Travis Kelce is going to play in this game. The Broncos defense, they're going to need everything in order to stop him. If I was Vance Joseph, I would put Pat Surtain on Travis Kelce just all game. We'll see. Travis Kelce's ankle, from what I've heard, is very taped up. So they're going to have to, the Chiefs might have to watch his snap count, which could help the Broncos. And finally, the Broncos get back 2 key pieces to their offense. Javonte Williams will be back after missing this past week. And I expect that to still mean that Jaleel McLaughlin will be a big role in this game. Jaleel and Javonte, I expect Samaje Perine to take a big step back in this running back room. I expect Javonte and Jaleel, if you're out there betting, I like Javonte's over. I believe it's 34.5 rushing yards, and Jaleel's at 23. I expect both of those guys to go over. And then the Broncos are getting back Greg Dulcich from the IR. That's going to be a big one for the team tonight. Just adds another weapon. We know Russell Wilson so far this year has liked going to his tight ends and his running backs. Greg Dulcich is without a doubt the best receiving tight end that the Broncos have. So there you go. We'll see if the Broncos can cover the 10.5 point spread or even beat the Chiefs and snap that win streak on the same day they decide to move on from Frank Clark.
Shout out to the recent Mrs. Stevens for the camera work there. Absolutely incredible. We really appreciate it, Zach. Guys, like he mentioned, Travis Kelce will play in this game. Greg Dulcich as well. Who has the better pass-catching tight end? Broncos or Chiefs?
Oh, give me Dulcich all day.
You couldn't even say that with a straight face. You just laughed as soon as you said that.
Yeah. The thing about tight ends is, like, you hit your prime at, like, 30. So Dulcich still has a ways to go before we even see the best from him.
Yeah, usually it's
That's what I'm telling
year
myself.
3
All
with
right.
tight ends is what we like to say.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
You're cool with that?
I'm not saying he's the best tight end out there right now, but, he does have a lot of potential to be good. So,
Yeah.
And I know they're glad to have him back. Hopefully he's not a huge part of the offense because he is coming back from injuries, the hamstring injuries. He's had a couple of them. So, it was my idea. I thought they should have rested him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because, I think it'd be better for him overall as a player, but hope he goes out there and has a good game.
But you wanted to see him this week bad.
This is the Super Bowl. Like, this is the Broncos Super Bowl. Like, you've
so
got this
sad.
one. I guess you got him again in a couple weeks, and it'd stink if he re-injures it and can't play.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd stink if he re-injures it at all. But, I mean, to me, you've got 3 games left that matter. It's this Chiefs game, it's the next Chiefs game, and the Raider game. Just end the streaks. That's kind of what the season's come down to.
Okay, like he also mentioned, Javonte Williams ready to go here tonight. What does that mean for Jafiel McLaughlin? I mean, he's feeling it.
We were all very confused.
Jafiel?
All right, for sure.
Jafiel?
For sure.
I'm trying, guys.
I think that it shouldn't mess up his snaps to carries. You got a guy coming back from a little bit of an injury. I think Jaleel should get a majority of the carries. I think he earned it. I think he has been playing as the best running back for the team so far. So hopefully it doesn't take away from him too much. But because Javonte's back, it is going to limit his carries.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel great about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think things are going to go well. I mean, they've just got to give him the ball. He's been their best running back this season, and that's it. It feels controversial to say that because you have Javonte there and all that, but I mean, he's averaging what, 7.2 yards per carry, 7.3 yards per carry, and now he's run the ball 20 plus times, so it's not even like a small sample size thing. So you gotta just ride the hot hand until it stops working, and then you can start to figure things out.
Okay, what's not controversial to say is that we've officially seen Frank Clark in a Broncos jersey for the last time.
Yeah.
Obviously, the guy takes a massive pay cut in order to get traded, let's be honest, this weekend, I'm sure. Were you guys surprised to hear that news early this morning?
I mean, when I woke up and saw it, I was surprised, but it's one of those things that you kind of felt like was coming at some point. Like, when you see it, it's always weird to see, but yeah, I mean, even when they first signed him, that was one of the things that we said was the way this contract is structured is that whatever team that you would trade him to at the trade deadline, if you do, would be taking on a great deal, like because of the signing bonus and the way that
now
all those things are set up. Exactly. And then he takes a pay cut on top of it. And so it did feel like he was going to be the one guy who, if the Broncos were trading guys away at the deadline, it would be him at the top of the list. So it's not a huge surprise that in this situation they did it.
Yeah, I thought he would be traded. I didn't think he would basically give them money to get me out of here.
Let me go.
I've never seen anybody do that. So he is ready to go, and I don't think he'll be here for many more hours. So.
Okay, let's rip through tug-of-war here really quick where we decide who has the upper hand between the Broncos and Chiefs at each position, most positions. We're kind of blending some together. Instead of wide receivers, I changed it to pass catchers, things like that, front seven, etc. So let's go ahead and start with the quarterback matchup, Russell Wilson versus Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if we need to talk about this one for too long, but man, Russell Wilson has had a pretty impressive season so far.
If you were just to like take the names off, pictures off, and just look at the stats, you'd say the better quarterback is Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Which is pretty insane. At the same time, those are just the numbers, and we all know it's Patrick Mahomes, and he's my answer here.
Pat. I mean, Russ is putting together a pretty good year for himself this year, but Pat all the way. I think he makes the plays that not many other quarterbacks can make, so therefore. Hey, what's up, Zach? You made it here all the way from your house?
That was so
wow.
fast.
That was quick.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So, but I got to get that one to Pat.
Okay. Yeah, there's no tiebreaker here. Patrick Mahomes, he wins that one. Let's go ahead and move on to the running backs. Obviously, like we mentioned, Javonte Williams back in it today. Jafiel McLaughlin. Can we make that stick, please? For the
It's a
love
starting
of
point.
Okay, fine. Samaje Perine. But of course, they have Isaiah Pacheco, and that's tough.
Yeah. And on top of that, they also have McKinnon, too, who's like a great
McKinnon
receiving
too.
back.
Yeah.
I think you probably have to go Chiefs here. Although there's put in such good situations, that helps, but I still go Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sadly for what they've done thus far and being able to continue to be good, and Pacheco, late round draft pick, turned out to be fantastic. So I have to give it to the Chiefs. I know Jalil is great. I think he's still young. I think he's, a couple games away from being a great back in the league, but he's on his way.
On his way, especially for an undrafted guy. It's pretty impressive, no doubt. Okay, pass catchers. So we will include the tight ends on this. So, of course, Travis Kelce and Greg Dulcich out there today. Think about Court, Jerry, Mims, Brandon Johnson, but they have Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore. I'm saying Broncos easily.
I agree. If you want to put it all in one, the only guy that I'm afraid of,
Kelce,
or that's even really talented, is on the Chiefs is Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wide receivers as a whole haven't done much all year. So
Yep.
Like, if you're just ranking them all, it's Kelce number one, then Court and Jerry, and the Broncos might even have number 3. I still probably go Chiefs just because Kelce, that gap is so big.
Yeah.
But it's a tough call, and I'm outvoted.
I like
All
that.
right.
Yep.
You're outvoted. Okay, Broncos win that one. Let's move on to the offensive line. Oof.
yeah,
The Chiefs' offensive line is so good.
we might be able to skip
Jawan
a couple
Taylor.
of these.
You might want to skip.
next
Just
two.
go.
Skip to special teams.
Just leave
Nah,
them.
secondary. I think we got
Okay.
secondary.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give a secondary for sure.
Should we skip? Do you want to skip ahead? Because we got to get to Area 51 and
Yeah,
all
we
kinds
got.
of
Yeah,
other
let's
stuff.
do it.
Okay, we're running out of time. So we're going to skip. So we're going to give offensive line and front 7 to the Chiefs, secondary to the Broncos, special teams.
To the Broncos.
I'm feeling Will Lutz.
Yep.
If not for the fumbles.
If not for the fumbles.
It'd be easy if not for the fumbles.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'll still go Broncos.
I also think that Marvin Mims is going to have a much cleaner game here tonight. So let's go ahead and move on to Area 51, where our guy Todd Davis, he tells us some insight into the locker room, some things that you might not know about this matchup.
Yeah, so I was able to do a little deep diving into the locker room and kind of pick some guys' brains for some answers about kind of like the defensive game plan. I know it's a short week, but their goal is to have kind of 2 game plans based on if Travis Kelce is on the field or based off he's off. So if you see him on the field, you're going to see a lot more man, but then you'll see a lot of guys cutting to Travis Kelce, like looking to his side first. So he may be man-to-man on Justin Simmons, but you're going to see the linebacker almost fly to his side just to provide help. If he's not there, if he's not even on the field, what they're going to do is they're going to have more pressure put on Patrick Mahomes so that he doesn't have time to get the ball off. Because although their wide receivers aren't very good, with enough time, I think anybody can get open, and then that's when Patrick Mahomes really creates his magic, and they don't want to allow him to do that if they can have more rushers when Travis Kelce's off the field.
Okay, so does Nick Bonito get 2 sacks tonight? He's fast, man.
He is fast. I don't think he'll get 2 today. I'll say 1. I think he'll get a sack.
1.5?
I think he'll get a sack.
Over or under 1.5 sacks?
I gotta take the under.
Gosh.
I really want to take the over, but that'd be crazy. If the Broncos win the game, I think that's part of it, though.
Right.
It's because Nick Bonito went out there and did what he's been doing. Just kind of like proves himself tonight.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. The Broncos win if.
So I'm going to take this one back to the last time that we beat the Chiefs, and I will say the Broncos win if the defense can hold Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce to the same stat line that Alex Smith and Travis Kelce had in the game that we won. And Alex Smith had like 191 yards and 2 interceptions, so definitely in favor of the Broncos. And Travis Kelce had 4 receptions for 58 yards. Like, we'll take that any day of the week. So if the Broncos can hold the Chiefs to those same numbers, I think we have a good shot at winning this game.
And I will say Patrick Mahomes will give you the opportunity to pick him off at least once or twice a game. So I'm feeling that.
Yep. I'll say +3 turnover margin. Like it's going to be so hard to win this game, and +3 is kind of a crazy margin.
It is,
but I think that's what it would take for me to say, okay, I think in that world they probably did it.
Yeah. Okay. Chiefs win if.
All right, the Chiefs win if the Broncos give up 5 or more sacks. I just feel like
that's a lot of sacks.
Their defensive front has really been putting it together. Chris Jones coming back. He's averaging over a sack a game for the games that he's played.
Yep.
He's going to be a dynamic player. And in a short week, I don't know if they've had the time to really stress the importance of the O-line about how important it is to block Chris Jones. They have worked on the double teams enough to really have the adequate blocking in front of Russell Wilson. So the Broncos give up 5 sacks. I think it's going to be a long day for Russell Wilson, and that means that Chris Jones has wrecked the Broncos' backfield.
Yeah. I'll say if they keep the Broncos under 150 rushing.
Okay.
125, 150. Yeah, I mean, because I think the Chiefs have a lot of wiggle room here. They don't need to play a perfect game to win this one. 150 is a big enough number. If the Broncos run for more than that, Chiefs should be concerned.
I don't think the Broncos are going to run for that, because I think they're going to fall behind early and they're going to find themselves in a situation where they just have to absolutely pass the ball.
Yep.
I think this could potentially be a really huge game for Marvin Mims, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. Really quick before we get out of here, you guys, we got to get to our bets. I think there's some really fun ones.
Ooh.
You know some good ones.
Ooh, yes.
There's a same game parlay right now. Javonte Williams, 50+ rushing yards. Nick Bonito to record 1 sack, and Russell Wilson with 1 passing touchdown. That is +1,000. I mean, I don't love +1,000, but I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'm feeling good about that.
I like Jaleel McLaughlin anytime touchdown +225. If you watch the boy play, that's what he does. You get 20-yard line, 15-yard. Give him a toss to the outside, and he'll make the rest happen. So I'll take Jaleel McLaughlin +225.
I told you my same game parlay. Nick Bonito sack, Pat Surtain interception, Broncos win. That's 95 to 1 odds.
Dang.
There's also that 50% boost going on over there, so you boost that up to 42.5 plus 95 to 1 odds.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's like 130 something, 138, 136.
137.5.
Damn. That's that middle linebacker brain.
That's why he's here. That's why he's here. Yeah, I absolutely love it. You guys, I'm the only one that has the Broncos covering the spread. I'm sad about that, for sure. What about the total? 47? Over, under?
I picked this one 48-30.
Oh, okay. Well, over.
Yeah, I think it's going to be over, too.
Over. Okay.
Yeah, I got over.
Well, no matter what, we hope that you guys will join us here after the game for a little post-game breakdown. Oh, we have super chats. Thank you for the mouse wiggle. So sorry, we almost forgot about these. Love the coverage and content as always, especially during a season like this. Also, can this go towards the new shoes fund for Hank?
Oh, dang.
Can see his toes. That is what XS said.
Look how nervous
It does look like it.
If these shoes were all ripped up, I would not be surprised.
He took a tumble.
Put your foot up like this, flat for the camera.
He took such a tumble.
Yeah,
it's just a design, people. His
shoes
my
gosh.
Those look like the bottom of the
shoes. Did your heart skip a beat really quick? Were you?
Oh yeah. Well, I leaned on his shoulder and I was like, I think there might be something wrong with my shoulder. And there's gonna be problems I'm about to find out.
Do you
in a couple
remember when
minutes.
you broke your toe during training camp?
Yeah, I couldn't forget.
He's a mess, an absolute hot mess. Okay, we got another super chat from our friend, the Blind Swordsman DS. He says Jerry is a punk. See ya, Jerry. Man.
He's
not
blind.
Nice.
He's blind. You can't take that.
Cannot take that. I'd also like to give a shout out to a very special viewer, Hendrix, who's watching, and he has never seen the Denver Broncos beat the Chiefs in his lifetime, buddy. I hope today is the day for you. I hope you guys also join us after the game, like I mentioned, for the post-game show. We'll see you guys then.
We all silly like the mayor.